Okay. Thanks God, praise be to Lord. Hello, TikTok, how are you? We are here. Okay, let the viewers come and we will talk on certain matters still analytic because there is a global trend and those trends are not benefiting the common man, the common people, those who are not connected, and hence will see at large the systems are not what they say they are. ሲስተሞቹ የሚሉት አይደሉም። The other day I was very critical about democracy, and still I will criticize there because at large social media is becoming quite double sword. It is producing a large number of demagogues, much more than we can count and much more than we can understand them. And because of the moral corruption and the decadence in the society, even in the West or East or North or South, the moral values of a society at each and every level is being destroyed or under the threat of social media anarchy. We are very few who do just dare and say these things. Some would say, why don't you live your life and just go on? This is what I feel I was created for. እና ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ የምናየውን ነገር እኛ ግንባሩን ነው የምንመታው። we do just fire at the head of the problem, no, not the symptom. እና ገብታችሁ አዳምጡ፣ አስተያየት ስጡ። በእርግጥ አስተያየታችሁ ብዙ አይጠቅምም። ጀስት ቲክቶክ የሚለውን ነገር ስጡ፣ ስጦታ ስጡ። ጥሩ ሰዎች ጥሩ ስጦታ ስጡ። ምክንያቱም ማንም ሰው ጥሩ ነገር ሰርቶ ጥሩ ነገር ማግኘት የሚጠላ ሰው የለም። ከዚህ ከቲክቶክ ግን ያገኘሁት ብዙ ሰዎች አንደርስታንድ አድርገውኛል። really there are lots of people very much more than I have understood them who are appreciating what I'm doing, those who are giving me a very good feedback, whether they are Amharas or whether they are Oromos or whether they are Tigrayans, and hence I'm quite really positive in the comments I'm receiving from the informed part of the people within the country as well as outside of the country. Why? It is difficult to do what I'm doing. Why? Because this is a place for tags. People have said TikTok is a place for people who don't read and write, no matter how starly they shine. So their comment is very clear. Recently, today or yesterday, I'm being hacked. They have hacked me. It is the Jawar tags who hacked me. Yes, it is Islamists who has hacked me, my Facebook. So, why do they do? It is because they can't withstand us. እኛም መቋቋም ስለማይችሉ ፌስቡካችን ሀክ ያደርጋሉ፣ ቴሌፎናችን ሀክ ያደርጋሉ። ሀክ አድርጎ ደግሞ ወንጀል አገኙም እኛ ጋር። they hack, but there is no crime with us other than being ourselves. What they should hack is our brain, and they can't hack it. Why? Because I became very effective on Facebook as well as on TikTok, and they are hacking me. In the West, we know the hackers. The hackers are the tags created by social media. Jawar is a hacker. His tags are hackers. They know these things. They don't know things quite better than that. And hence, even it's quite shameful sometimes in Britain. Yes, I am respectful to this country, but the way Jawar and people like Jawar fundraise and sell a book that people don't read, it's exploitation, and the government is watching it. That is why people say the left is quite a bit, not a bit. They don't care. They don't care about discipline. I'm not saying really we should be quite authoritarian and dictate everything what the society would do, but I'm being hacked. Because just for nothing, just because I'm doing the right thing I should do. Hence, what kind of world is that? What kind of social media is that? What kind of freedom we are enjoying? We are under the threat of tags and terrorists. If you talk the right thing, actually even presidents are under terror. It was being claimed Donald Trump was being fired at by some rogue governments or Islamists from outside, perhaps in the Middle East. He was being fired at by them. And so they have penetrated. They have just connection from deep in the mountains where the terrorists would breed until to the center of London or Manchester. And so it's a threat, tolerating the intolerable. And we almost now got terrorists in the West. We don't have this culture before. Yes, in Minnesota, we have got very good terrorists. Shame on United States of government. Shame on them. Shame on them. We have got a foundation for terrorism in Minnesota. Yes. What else did they get? They get there in name of oromo. It's not Islamistic issue which brought them to UK or anywhere else in the West. So, what is the West doing? Where do they fight terrorism? When they are just making the ground for them. Yes, where is the West fighting terrorism under their nose, exchanging Quran on stage, and now we see terrorism in Ethiopia. So, God good now, me, I've got for an answer. I've got an answer, I can tell you. This is an introduction of what I'm making. Then, what does Ethiopia need if this is the case? Or what would third world country need? Or what would other African countries need? We want to be a bridge between the country where we migrate from and where we migrated for good reason. Why? Good connection, scholarly connection, cultural connection, economic connection, to the benefit of both nations, and especially really if the West would handle Ethiopia as it is, it will gain power in Horn of Africa. And we will say it loudly. If the West would handle Ethiopian politics properly, as it should be morally, legally, the West will have strong ground in Ethiopia. That country is quite as backward as it was 17th century or 16th century, and there is a quite big space for investment. So the British big companies should invest there, and they should empower the people. They should empower the government, but not breeding thugs in name of Islam. We don't need it. I'm Jamal Muhammad. I rebelled it. It's repugnant. There is nothing good in it. I've not seen. It's a cultural book, okay. Let us tolerate it to that degree. Hence, we are being hacked because of that. Because of the mushrooming of the mosques. They are the hackers. They make money. So, saying that, I will pose a question today. Would Ethiopia need a renaissance or would Ethiopia need democracy? Would Ethiopia need democracy or would Ethiopia need renaissance? Ethiopia የሚያስፈልጋት enlightenment ታድሶ ነው ወይስ democracy ነው? This is an issue. This is what we do think as somebody who has got a bit of a grain of brain. It's not a democracy that. It's not a democracy. These thugs who do let the poor to die in the hand of killers are political scientists' claims, dictators. Some were telling us Jawar is trained for color revolution. Somewhere there is an allegation he was trained in German. Then what is the democracy would you expect when we train allegations of color revolutionaries in the West? And what is the West? What is the moral standard? Actually, I've discussed there is no morality in politics. Is that true? Can we say it in front? Would the politicians teach us in the West that there is no morality in politics? Why would they train color revolution to Jawar, as it is being said loudly now? This tag is the cause of death now in Ethiopia of a poor boy. No doubt. We are intelligent to see this. Hence, we need renaissance, not democracy. I dare it. It is not because I'm not Democrat, but we don't want to be overtaken by demagogues, thieves, rapists, illegal human traffickers, drug pushers. Those who do just destroy society by mushrooming madrasas and then bringing up ill-trained terrorists from mosques. We don't need it. No country needs them. So that is what Jawar is doing. That is his foundation. So purely, 100%, the issue of killing in Ethiopia goes directly to Jawar. Believe it or not, we have brain. We see it. What it looks like is terrorism. Why? They have infiltrated the government to the neck. The government is full of his supporters because there are thugs also there. It's just about wearing a uniform. Why would a government legal person would kill a child, especially a poor one? ስለዚህ ድሃ የሚገለው ደሙ ያልሆነ የውጭ ዜጋ ነው። ለዛ ነው ጆዋርን የውጭ ዜጋ ነው ያልኩት። Even I will not refer to frame him that way. አረብ ነው፣ ኦሮሞ አይደለም። ኦሮሞ ፈርስት ይቅርና ኦሮሞ ሰከንድም አልሆነም። ባህሪው ብስተካከል ኖሮ ኦሮሞ ሰከንድ ይሆን ነበረ። አማራ እያጭበረበረ ነው። ለምን? ማጭበርበር ስልቱ ነው። እዚህ የፈጠራችሁ የቀጠራችሁ አማርኛ ተናጋሪ ማናችሁና ነው? You are tags. Who cares about you? ማን ነው ስለዚህ ስለምትጽፍ የጀዋር ደጋፊ ጉዳይ ያለው? ጉደኛ ይሆንክ ምንም ማትረዳ ድንጋይ ራስ ቢፈልጡ የማይገባ ይሄ ብልጠት the country, actually I can say the country is in a safe hand. ኦሮሞ ይሄንን ማሸነፍ ካልቻለ እንዳውም ኦሮሞ አይደለም እኔ ክዳለሁ። ኦሮሞን ከነንጅፈቹ ይሆን ደንደኘ ኦሮሞ ሚቲ ሲምፕል ኦሮሞን ከነሞነ ኦሮሞ ሚቲዩ ለፌዱማ አባኬኛው ኛኔ ለፌሰኝ ኬኛ ኛኔ ዱኔ ዮ ተራሪስቲ ዳፍ ቢየገዲፍኒ terrorist ዳፍ ሽብርተኛ ዳፍ ዶንቆሮ ዳፍ ሽፍታ ዳፍ ሀቱ ዳፍ ግሪሳፍ መንጋ ዳፍ so the government should clean itself of terrorist elements that has infiltrated him from Jawar and Shani. So warashanet wanini munqaba ቢያንስ ዲማውሮሞ ቀብዱ ዮ የረቴ አንጉነ መዱን ፋለ ዮተ ዮ የረቴ ሄዱምኒ ከሰን ኦሮሞዳ ጋሩ ዱቢን ኩን ወሉ በሌሲሲፍቲ ማለ ዲቦ ዲሞክራሲ ትገስቱ ሚቲ ጋፊን ኢትዮጵያ ጋፊን ኦሮሞ ሬኔሳንስ ደማለ ዲሞክራሲ ሚቲ we need renaissance not democracy. The west should help and also the country should help itself by promoting education because we are in dark age. በጨለማ ዘመን ውስጥ ነው ያለነው። ቁርአን ሰው የሚያስተዳድርበት መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ወይንም መሰሉ ኦርቶዶክስ ሀገር የሚያስተዳድርበት ሁኔታ ላይ ነው ያለነው። መንግስት ነው ስልጣን ላይ ያለው ቢባልም ሃይማኖታት ናቸው ተጽዕኖ እያሳደሩ ያሉት። ይሄ ዳርክ ኤጅ ነው። ኤክስፐሪመንት ተሰጠ፣ ህዝቡ ነፃነት ተሰጠው። እንዳለ ቁርአን መዋጥ ጀመረ፣ እንዳለ መጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ዋጠ። መጽሐፍ ቅዱስም በተለይ ቢውጡት እንኳን ጥሩ ነበር፣ ያሻሽላል። ስለዚህ አገሩ የሚያስፈልገው ዴሞክራሲ አይደለም። አገሩ የሚያስፈልገው ሬኔሳንስ ነው፣ እውቀት ነው፣ ብርሃን ነው የሚያስፈልገው። ጨለማ ውስጥ ያለ ህዝብ ነው። It is a country in the dark. So the country needs enlightenment. What for is a democracy where there is no light? Whom would you see? Black or white or brown? You cannot see unless there is a light. People should elect. Whom do they elect? They should have an eye. They should have a brain to choose in between 2 or 3 or 4. So the people don't have the brain to make a weight between who is who. ማን እንደሆነ ህዝቡ ሊያውቅ የሚችለው አይንና ጭንቅላት ሲኖረውና ማሰብ ሲችል ነው። ማሰብ ላልቻለ ህዝብ ድንጋይና ድንጋይ ብታወዳድር በጎሳ ነው እንጂ የሚመርጠው፣ በሃይማኖት ነው እንጂ የሚመርጠው፣ በአቅምና በባህሪ አይመርጥም። ይሄ ብክነት ነው፣ የገንዘብ ምክነት ነው። ለዚህ ገንዘብ ማውጣት ለምርጫ ገንዘብ ማውጣት ብክነት ነው። ኢትዮጵያን የሚያስፈልጋት ጠንካራ መንግስት ነው። ኦሮሞን የሚያስፈልገው ጠንካራ መንግስት ነው። ያ ደግሞ ተቃዋሚው ለሀገር ማገልገል የሚፈልግ ከሆነ ካራክተር በማበጀት ገብቶ መስራት አለበት። በዛ አምናለሁ። በኦሮሚያ ክልል መንግስት ውስጥ ብዙ ኦሮሞዎች አቅም ያላቸው መስረቅ ሳይሆን ለመስረቅና ለመክበር ሳይሆን ከሽመልስ አብዲሳ ጋር በመደራደር አቅማቸውን በማሳየት ባክግራውንዳቸውን በማሳየት መስራት አለባቸው። ዊ ፑሽ በዚህ እንሰራለን፣ በዚህ መንግስት ጋር እንከራከራለን። ብቃት ያላቸው ሰዎች በኦሮሚያ ክልል እንዲሰሩ፣ ታጎች ሳይሆኑ፣ ደካሞች ሳይሆኑ፣ እረኞች ሳይሆኑ፣ አጭበርባሪዎች አሉ። አጭበርባሪዎች አሁን ሽመልስ አብዲሳ አማካሪ የሚባሉ አጭበርባሪዎች አሉ። የምር ልንገራችሁ፣ ሀቅ ልንገራችሁ አንድ ነገር። የሽመልስ አብዲሳ አንዱ አማካሪ የጓድ ወይንም የፕሬዝዳንታችን መስጊድ ሲሄድ ጫማ የሚሰርቅ ሰው ነበረ ጅቡቲ ውስጥ። የማሰማው ጉድ የለም። መስጊድ ሲሄድ ጫማ የሚሰርቅ ሰው ነው አማካሪያችን። ባሌ ነው፣ አርሲ ነው። በቃ ሲምፕል። ሰውየውም እኮ ስሙ መጥቀስ ብቻ ነው የቀረኝ። ስለዚህ ይሄ አይነት ወሽካታ ነገር መንግስትም ማቆም አለበት። ሌላ አለ። አንድ ቀን ሰምታችኋል። የኔ ቪዲዮ መቼም ሁሉ ቦታ ነው ያለው። ልጁ እየሰደበኝ ነው ቪዲዮ የተነሳው። ይሰድበኛል፣ እኔ ወቅጠዋለሁ። ታራህ እንጂ አልተወለድክም አልኩት። ያ ሰውዬም አንድ አጭበርባሪ ነው። እንደውም ለአጭበርባሪዎቹ በደንብ እናገራለሁ ታራህ እያልኩት እና እንዲሁ ይሰድበኛል። በመሴጅ ነው የሚሰድበኝ። እና አዲስ ታጋይ ነው። ኦሮሞ ነው፣ አፋን ኦሮሞም አይችልም። መንግስት ጦር ጋር ሄደ ፎቶግራፍ የሚነሳሱ ነው። መንግስት ይሄን አቁም። ሙቱማን ነማ እንጉልፋቶ ገለባ ወጅን ፎቶ ካተኑ ዲሳ መንግስት ወይ ሽመልሽ ወይ ከገለባ ጋር ፎቶግራፍ መነሳት አቁሙ። ፈጽሞ አልሰራም። በተለይ ዲያስፖራ እኔ በምኑ እንደምትመርጡትም አይገባኝም። እኔ ራሴ ከእናንተ ጋር መጣ ፎቶግራፍ አልነሳም። ለምን? ምን ታደርጉልኛል? የእናንተ ፎቶግራፍ ምን ያደርግልኛል? እኔ ለራሴ በቂ ነኝ። ምን ያደርግልኛል የሰው ፎቶግራፍ? ስለዚህ ከአብይ ጋር አላግባብ ፎቶግራፍ፣ ከሽመልስ ጋር አላግባብ ፎቶግራፍ፣ ከሆነ ጀነራል ጋር አላግባብ ፎቶግራፍ አያስፈልግም። መኩራት አለባቸው። ስለ ስራ ከሆነ አቅርቡና ስራ ጉዳይ ፈጽሙ። ስራ ብቻ። እንዲህ አይነት ደካማነት ባለበት ህዝብ ሲገደል እንደገና ደግሞ የነዚያኑ የዚህ ነፍስ ገዳዮች ሴቶች ነው ሰብስቦ ኮልኩሎ እዛ ያስቀምጧቸው። we would not fail in this aspect. We will not be governed by terrorists like Jawar. If American government would call many people who are not terrorists a terrorist, they have called Mandela was a terrorist. They have said he was not. And so, don't we have the right to say Jawar is a terrorist, but the USA or the West want to see? Why? This is double standard. It's a moral decadence. Or it is called diplomatic ambiguity. You create a terrorist and then you weaken governments, and when you weaken a government, then you make a deal with weak governments to your advantage. So, while we are living in the West, sometimes the moral compass that we watch is quite really, hey, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we say when we do think the political manipulation we see, helping terrorists in the West like Jawar. He is being trained for color revolution. Hey, shame, big shame, big shame, big shame, big shame that they train color revolutionists and then destabilize countries. That is what Jawar is doing. That is why they do tolerate him. They would not tolerate any reasonable, nice person to collect money like this. So, the West, we are watching. So really, we live with you, but we are this type of people. We are your moral compass. We don't do anything against the interest of this nation, no matter what. We do have allegiance to live with you legally. But don't promote color revolutionists like Jawar from the West. Shame! Shame, big fat shame! Big fat shame! Big fat shame that the West promotes color revolutionists like Jawar Muhammad. It is in broad daylight. Broad daylight. And some white people, you can buy them with money. It is clear. He buys those scholars we call a professor of who? Why not? We know it. So, it is a moral dilemma. Then you impose such tags in the name of democracy. No way. Democracy became just a joke because you promote tags. So, My understanding, my negotiation, it is not democracy, it is a renaissance for Ethiopia. The government of Ethiopia, through its diplomats, should work hard on this. How would we get the brightest and the best to the Western education? How do you just promote legal migration by training in good manners, in language, and then let them do seasonal works in UK or in America, and then do it the right way and go back home? The illegal migration is a tag here. You can see these are illegal migrants, most of them. They don't have a moral standard. They don't have the moral standard of the country they come from. They don't have the moral standard where they migrate. And still, a good number of criminals would